Everybody, thanks for watching. And just a quick reminder, Stock Market 3 is now available. Like I said, I had to wait for some information to come through as I explained in the video before I put this out. This is really for anybody who is investing in stocks, one, but people who are looking to start up businesses. If you are trying to open a business, if you have an existing business, you want to see this video, you want to get this information as I talked about before. If you have no money, if you have $0, it's going to require you to have very little money to really start up a business. Talked about how I did this with my recording studio. There's so much money out there right now. A lot of people took advantage of PUA, PPP. A lot of people didn't take advantage of the grants and the a lot of the money that's out there for people to grabs from other companies that have funding sources and just looking for the right grant proposal to get this money to. What you don't understand, and anybody who has done this, you know how hard it used to be to get grant money. It was fucking hard. They made it a lot easier. So as we got into in the video, there is a lot of companies that came up when Biden put this money out to help you get this money. So just like how you've seen for people who got PPP, there's companies like Blue Acorn, which we get into all this in the video, that really, that's why people got the money so easy. But there's more to all that, why they had to do it this way. So understand, in that same way, PUA, PPP, there's money for you to get, grants and startup money for business in that same way. It just requires a little bit more work. So now I'm serious about this, and because I've taken advantage of this myself and I know it's real and it's true, other people have as well, I want you guys to get this information. So take advantage now. The first 200 people who get this Stock Market 3 right now, you will also get Stock Market 1 and 2. Now, Stock Market 3 will also come with the entire personal economics collection, all 4 videos. So you will get not only all 3 stock market videos, you will get the entire personal economics video, and you will also get the Real Law of Attraction, which just released, which is also available. All of this for the first 200 people. Remember that the Real Law of Attraction also comes with 2 videos. That's Voodoo and Meditation Volume 1. So you'll get those as well for the first 200 people. So that's about 10 videos total. That's 10 videos that you'll get total just for the first 200 people. And it's probably selling out right now. So I will take advantage of it. Personal economics is a whole bunch of information that you're going to need to understand. But like I said, I talked about some things in Stock Market 3 that kind of reverts back to some of the stuff in there. But when it comes to getting these grants, as I said, my last name is Grant. I'm one of the top dudes when it comes to this. I understand this process. I've gotten many grants. I know how they work. But this opportunity now is unlike any other, because for the first time ever, they're paying companies to help you get the money. And there's a reason behind this, as I said, we talked about in the video. So again, if you are looking to quit your job, because a lot of you are facing this corona thing and you got to get vaccines and a lot of people don't know what to do. If you had an idea to start up a business, or if you're interested in starting up a business, or if you already have an existing business, there is a lot of stuff you qualify for. This is information you're going to want to know. And yeah, we get into the stocks that we talked about in the whole thing. So definitely take advantage of this information. So now, yeah, I got balloons over my shoulder because, yeah, I am the proud, father of a 21-year-old son. And my son turned 21 on the 9th. And he stays here when he comes to Vegas. A little vacation apartment I have for friends and family. But yeah, 21-year-old son. And it's still me trying to process that. I got a 21-year-old son and me thinking about, where I was when I was 21 in the military and all that. But a lot of you guys, I'm seeing so many people who I know that, got kids older than my son. And a lot of people still working and struggling, because once you get into the race, it's like you have to keep up with the whole thing, Once you start working, you got money coming in, now you either got a mortgage or you got an apartment, you done bought stuff and furniture, you've been living there for a while and you're settled in. You lose your job, it's a scramble. And then some people work paycheck to paycheck. The freedom, I was living in an abandoned house, I was poor. Like even when I got out the Navy, it was a struggle through law school and everything like that. I was sleeping on a friend's couch. When I lost my recording studio, I lost my apartment, I lost my Benz. You know, I was surviving off stock, and you know, stuff was rough. And you know, you look at all that stuff, and it's like, damn, me today, looking at 21-year-old son, looking at everything I got, it's like, damn. But what I remember is the fucking work. It's hard work, getting that grant money, all the studying and, you know, looking online and figuring out how to get this money is tough. And then in me, I said to myself, like, I know even if I took the time to put this out, a lot of people are not going to do it because it's a lot of work. It's so much work, especially the business plan. That part hasn't changed much, but you know, we talk about this in the video, but it's something you have to do. You want to have your grant proposal. But the main thing is if you got PPP, if you got any of that money, PUA, what have you, you've seen how easy it was. And that's the point of the video, for you to understand just how easy it was when you got the PPP or if you got the PUA money. That same process is easy for you to get this grant money and this startup money for your business. It's the same thing. So you have companies like Blue Acorn, as I said, we talked about in the video. You need to know it's other companies like this that exist that's going to help you with everything. They really just need you to exist and be, you know, legit in order, you know, to get this. And it's something that, you know, they're really trying to get minorities, Black people, you know, to really get. And as I said, we talk about this in the video. It's a lot of stuff. It's deep. Make sure you take advantage of it. Like I said, first 200 people, you will get all 3 stock market videos. You will get the whole 4-part of personal economics, as well as the real law of attraction video. First 200 people. So in advance, thank you for supporting. But get into this video. Again, me getting into the Bible, biblical stuff. And it's more people jumping into the discussion. It's a few people who follow me, my personal page on Facebook, and a few people follow me on Instagram. If you're not following me on Instagram, you're tripping. If you have an Instagram, make sure you follow me on Instagram at The Real Merkaba. Follow me. Like I said, I'm not critiquing your page and all that. Just follow me. I put a lot of stuff on there on my Instagram. Make sure you follow. Also, make sure you also subscribe to my second YouTube channel, you know, in case something happened with this one. I also upload these videos on there and information on there as well. But Christianity right now is, you know, it's done. I mean, it's just too much information out there. But you got people that hold on to it, and people who don't want to let go of Jesus, which I was one of those people before. But you got to understand, it's too much common sense information out there for you to still be holding on to this. And I'm talking to the people that's on the fence, because I know a lot of Christians follow me that's just looking for information and want to learn more. So you got to understand, you know, it's no Jesus and what this is. And I'm getting into, you know, so much information on this YouTube channel. It's so much that's out there besides me for you to grasp it now, you know, that it's bullshit. You know, so many different understandings of where Jesus come from. Jesus is really a metaphor for the sun, but he is, you know, allegorical in so many other things. He is esoteric with so many other things. So understanding that this is a Roman creation. Okay. So when I talked about Jesus' name, and a lot of people point this out with Jesus, you know, Jesus is Jesus. It's the same way you spell Jesus. And Jesus, you know, it's a Spanish name. It's Puerto Rican. I had a friend named Perez de Jesus. Shout out to Perez de Jesus. I was in the Navy with him. And I remember in boot camp, we used to call him, we say praise to Jesus, because his name was Perez de Jesus. But Jesus. And then when I talked about Serapis, and the statue of Serapis also looking like the statue of Zeus, you can understand, as I showed you, them taking the statue of Serapis and giving you Janus. That's proof that they've done this. They used Serapis before to create a Roman god. They did the same thing. They did the same exact thing when they created Jesus. So, you know, hail Zeus. When people seen that, a lot of people didn't put it together. It's Jesus. Jesus. Hail Zeus. Hail Zeus. It's not hard to understand, especially when you understand Spanish is a Romanist language. So you have the Roman Jesus, and we have Jesus and Jesus spelled exactly the same. It's too easy for people. That's why they don't want to accept it, because it sounds so easy. It's like it's a play on words. But you have to understand that English language was created to coincide with Christianity, just like Arabic was created for Islam, same way that Hebrew was created for Judaism. So somebody posted the meme with the whole Hail Zeus thing, and there was a bunch of Christians chiming in on it, and they had, just funny stuff to say and this and that and how stupid we is and so on and so forth. But they don't want to, mention the fact that they believe in talking snakes and donkeys. But to me, it's like, this is one it's an easy one. Hail Zeus, Jesus. I think it's a coincidence they sound alike, and that Spanish is a Romanist language and Rome gave us Jesus. That's where the stuff came from. So the Serapis thing, which a lot of people hit me about that, because it's so many things with Serapis that people talk about, and it's like some people say, well, no, it's not Jesus. It's people who really think that, oh no, we're saying that Serapis, they stole him and he's Jesus, it's the same person, and so on and so forth. We're saying no. The whole point is that we have proof that they created a God in their image before Jesus and forced us to worship him. That's the point. It's not that we're trying to make it and say he's Jesus and he's a copy. And now forget all that. He is a copy, but the major point here is it's proof that they created an image for us to worship before Jesus. And then it just so happened that the image of Jesus looked like this guy. And that we have on record also that they used this guy to come up with other Roman gods. And then a lot of people don't understand history. And yeah, of course, we know Greece was black. We know Rome was black. Understand that. But they took over. And then this stuff was established. So if all this stuff happened, right? All this deception, all this conquest of what happened, how could you sit there and still believe in the book that was given to you by the people who stole everything from you? I'm trying to figure this out. Don't even forget the slavery part. Just even before slavery. Because then the argument is going to be, well, we didn't just have the Bible, during slavery. We had the Bible before slavery. And yes, that's true. We had the Bible before slavery that was scarcely taught in different, cities and countries in Africa. And the whole thing was, people always go back to the Ethiopian Bible. We had that first. And again, the Ethiopian Bible is not our Bible. It was given to us by a Byzantine royal named Abba-Garima. And that was copied from a Greek manuscript. So understand, just because it was in Ethiopia, it does not predate the oldest biblical manuscripts that we have. It just so happens that we have it in Ethiopia. And then we understand what took place. We know what happened with the Aksum Empire, what the Romans did to them, but they did to Haile Selassie, and how they've been stealing from Ethiopia for a long time. These people were indoctrinated. The monastery in Ethiopia is named after Abba-Garima, that Byzantine royal who gave them the Ethiopian Bible. And it also occurred to me that a lot of people like to, talk about Ethiopia because it's where we get the Book of Enoch. And we get it from James Bruce. And a lot of people are really into the Book of Enoch and they don't want to let it go. They don't want to understand what that is. And it's something I talked about in a previous video about the Book of Enoch and James Bruce, the man who gave it to us. And James Bruce, who before the Book of Enoch came out, it was only spoken about. Nobody had it. And the whole thing was this, years went by, just a rumor. This dude goes to Ethiopia. He's there for about 6-7 years. And then he just all of a sudden walks out of Ethiopia with not one, not two, but 3 copies of the Book of Enoch. And those books are copied from a Greek manuscript from what researchers say. But the whole thing is James Bruce was a Mason. James Bruce already spoke Ge'ez when he went into Ethiopia, which is the language they speak. So he already knew how to read and write in Ethiopian Ge'ez language. And it's very clear that he could have wrote the books. Now, when he came out, he didn't say where he got the books from. He didn't say nothing about who did the translation. The books hadn't been really thoroughly examined. You just, boom, you have these books, and then they begin to copy, them from supposedly from those. We don't even know for sure if they copy from those books. We begin to get the English translations later with the whole spooky story. We know it was a Book of Enoch that was brought up in the 17th, 18th century that was proven to be fake. So I know a lot of people get on that, so they don't want to let go of Ethiopia and the whole thing because of their fascination with the Book of Enoch. But when you read the Book of Enoch, it really just casts even more doubt on the Bible's validity, period, because it's just crazy and it raises a bunch more questions. And it's just like, come on, common sense still kills it all about the angels coming down. God's supposed to know everything. Why can't he stop these angels? And how these angels were coming down fucking the people who created? It just still raises more common sense questions that don't fit. And I always say, you want to kill everybody instead of just killing Satan and starting all over. It don't make sense for him to not just, if you're going to drown all these people, just kill Satan too. They drown them because they're evil. They don't fit. So again, common sense always kills biblical religion. And the Book of Enoch, again, it's not proven. It's a cool story, but it's just like the Bible, same category where it's not proven. And, it's even more spooky hocus pocus stuff in that book. But people questioning Christianity more and more these days because it's just too much information out there. You have a lot of people putting out videos that make people scratch their head. And then you look at the way things are and have been, and it's hard to believe that it's some Jesus out there who we can just pray to fix problems when that has never been proven to be true. It's a religion that requires faith and belief because there's no proof. But now more people are starting to understand the deeper esoteric understanding to the book and how it, relates to consciousness and spirituality. And this is why you see in the church trying to adapt to that. Say, well, it's consciousness in the Bible and, try to be conscious Christians, which is fucking bullshit. And they don't understand how crazy that sounds. But as I said, it's going to happen eventually. They're going to come out and they're going to say, well, you know what? All this spirituality and consciousness stuff was always in the Bible, and it's what Jesus was trying to teach us, and we should follow it. And eventually, at some point, they're going to understand what Jesus really represents and that he didn't walk the earth, and still, use the Bible as a metaphor for that. It's what you have to understand when rappers wear two crosses or whatever the Jesus piece, the people who understand what Jesus represents, which he represents you. So you can promote Jesus all you want if you understand what he is. But when you promote him as a person that actually existed and walked the earth, clearly brainwashed. But he's you, as I talk about in my videos, and represents you. 12 disciples represents 12 signs of the zodiac, which represents us all. And Jesus is your consciousness. God is your subconscious. And it's deeper stuff to all this. And you got to understand this. You got to understand what it's talking about in Genesis. And Genesis being about the brain, the body, soul. You have to understand why we, say they stole from Kemet. And we understand the esoteric information that's in the Bible and how it relates to Kemet. So you're talking about in the Garden of Eden story, having to really do with the brain. The Great Pyramid in Giza in Egypt it has to do with the brain. You have the king's chamber, you have the queen's chamber, higher and lower chambers, representing higher and lower consciousness, higher and lower brain. The lower brain is reptilian. That chamber, talked about this before, points to the constellation Draco, the queen's chamber, which is why you have Eve, the one being deceived by the serpent, because it's the queen's chamber that points to that constellation Draco. Draco, the dragon. But it's a serpent dragon. And then you go back to Genesis and you understand why God curses, the serpent on his belly. But what snake that's not already on its belly? All snakes are already on their belly. But a serpent dragon had, front and back legs. So that's what it's talking about. It's esoteric. It's giving you an understanding of what it means. Even the Garden of Eden story, it comes from the Garden of Hesperides, which the Garden of Hesperides gets into this whole thing. And it's about the fruit of immortality. Same stuff. This predates Christianity, by the way. But we give you this information for you to understand metaphorically what it's talking about, the esoteric understanding of what this stuff really is. You have the higher chamber, the king's chamber in the Great Pyramid, that represents the limbic system, or what they call the bird brain. Parrots can talk because they have a limbic system like humans. That's why they can speak English, which is crazy. A lot of people don't think about that. And when you look at the headdress on the Egyptians, and you see the whole double uraeus, and you have the bird and the serpent, it's not a coincidence. All this stuff goes hand in hand. It's what the book of Genesis is giving you esoterically. It's talking about the mind, the body, spirit. And again, it's questions that you just ask reading the book. And you get stupid answers, which is why we do what we do. It's like, okay, well, wait a minute. Who are these people that were created before Adam and Eve? But we're told Adam and Eve are the first people. Adam is made from the dust of the ground, but these people are made in the image and likeness of God. What is that? So it's giving you a masculine and feminine understanding about our creation, energy, and then the flesh, which basically, it's our vehicle for our energy. But it's made up of everything that we see around us, dirt included. So there is esoteric understanding, knowledge you must have for you to grasp what we're talking about in the Bible. The problem is people can't fathom that they understood this thousands of years ago. They understood atoms and everything way thousands of years ago. They understood about this stuff in the 1600s when, King James gave us his version. And as I said, it just sounds so easy. Oh, wow. Son is spelled S-U-N. It sounds just like son, S-O-N. But people can't see that it's not a coincidence that Jesus is called the Son of God, and we have the sun in the sky. And that the sun walks on water like Jesus walked on water. And without the sun, we can't get rain to turn grapes into, wine. So Jesus is a metaphor. He is an allegory. He is the sun. That's what Jesus is, Jesus, or Serapis, whatever you want to call him. That's what he represents. And there's so many different Bible verses that give you the understanding that God is the Son. And, so many attributes the Son have. We see God having those same attributes in the Bible. But you have to choose, what you want to be. You have some people who are trolls. That's all they are. These people want to argue because they want to feel better about what they follow. Because when you're scared of something, you don't really want people to know that you're scared of it. You're scared of life. So, the Bible has to be real to them. And deep down, they know it's stupid. But they want to argue it because it makes them feel better about following what they follow. You with a girl that everybody know ain't shit, and they start telling you why she ain't shit, you go and start naming all her good qualities. Well, she cooks and she does this and that, instead of realizing what they're saying. It's like, dude, she's a whore. You know what I'm saying? You're still trying to defend it. It's the same thing we have with these Christians. They want to defend something that they know deep down is bullshit. And that's what it is. So you have to choose what you want to be. Either you want to be a true Christian that follows the Bible, which none of you are because it's impossible to be that, or you're a troll. You're a troll who just want to argue and feel better and get validation for what you believe in. Or you are a person who's on the fence. And these are the people who I speak to, the people who are on the fence and are truly, actively looking for information to make it make sense. So when I put it to you the way I just did about understanding Adam and Eve and, stupid goddamn a woman cannot come from a man's rib. Like, come on, people. Cannot come from a man's rib. So what is it talking about? It's esoteric because we understand that Adam is the atom, and the orbit that an electron takes around the nucleus of an atom is called a rib. So that's what it's talking about. Eve. Eve means before. Christmas Eve, New Year's Eve. The woman existed before the man via the electron. Electrons are female. So that makes more sense than what the hell you read in a book. Then understand that this book just got here, and people that existed hundreds of thousands, millions of years before the book did. So what happened to those people? Why wasn't they, put through religion if it's everything? And then we get the book and it's telling us, hey, the world started this date, to try to make it make sense. But we can prove that we have trees older than 6,000 years old. But they try to make everything fit and make sense. But even still, that doesn't make sense because you have in the Old Testament God telling the Israelites to go out and slaughter all these people before the Bible was even made. So why are you killing all these people? And they don't even know what you want. They don't even know that it's a sin for them to not worship you because you didn't come and tell them. You didn't, there was no churches, there was no people preaching. You just wipe these people out. Make it make sense. It don't fit. So when you understand that these people are the indigenous people, our people, black folks, and that land belonged to them, and the Bible was trying to justify them, committing genocide and slaughtering and taking our land, to give us the Europe we see today. That's what it's about, which is why the book condones slavery and why we were given this book during slavery. It's a lot to all this stuff. So you have to choose what you want to believe and what you want to focus on. But, it's the best way I put it to people is we are simply doing our research. I get so many people that say to me, why you hate the Bible so much? Why are you doing this? What's wrong with you? And I say, well, this is something that largely takes away from our one experience here as us. So I want to make sure that it's true before I blindly follow it. And I understand the book, travel the world studying it, learn different languages so I can understand it more. But let's keep it real. You don't follow the book yourself. And if a homeless man that smelled like shit walked up to you and said, hey, God told me to tell you to give me everything that you own and then go seek him out in the desert, you will want proof of that before you did it, right? You wouldn't just blindly follow him, right? You would want proof. So why do you get on us for wanting proof about the Bible? Just like you're going to, check $100 bill to make sure it's real before you give a person change. That's all we are doing. We are simply checking that $100 bill, making sure it's real before we give up our change. We are simply making sure something that we are being told that sounds outrageous and crazy, like a man that smells like shit telling you to give you, to give him all of your belongings. Oh, prove this to me. We're saying the same thing. Prove it. And we've done the research and we tried to find the proof and we didn't find it. Thus, we are here. But there'll be a lot more videos coming out for those who are looking and a lot of information on so much biblical stuff. But I have a lot of videos already on YouTube. If you haven't seen them, but I want to put more up-to-date stuff out. But, you got to be real with yourself at some point. Christians, the one who keep hounding me and emails after emails about bullshit. Yeah, you got to be real with yourself. And, you can believe in this stuff all you want. But we're going to do some research and we're going to make sure, and we have done that and we are where we are. But you got to be the one who chooses for yourself what you want to do and if this stuff is real to you and if it sounds real to you. And if you choose to follow it and stay Christian, then go do you. Don't be putting this on nobody, trying to force what you believe in on somebody because you want to feel more comfortable about it because deep down it's bullshit. But let people do them. You go do you because you cannot argue religion. That's why it requires faith. There is no proof. So there's no point in getting into a debate or argument with somebody about something you could never prove is true. So yeah, wanted to say that, get that out. But yes, people, Stock Market 3, you want to see it. Take advantage. First 200 people who buys the video will get all 3 videos as well as, well, even if you're not one of the first 200 people, Stock Market 3 will come with the entire personal economics collection. So it will come with that no matter what. But the first 200 people will get that as well as Stock Market 1 and 2 and the real Law of Attraction, first 200 people, because I appreciate you guys and I appreciate the support. And I know it's tough right now. A lot of people can't buy all the stuff and, I'm trying to help you guys out and this is the way I can do it. No disrespect to everybody who paid for it, but, I'm just trying to help people out and do what everybody does. You got to do stuff like this. And, yeah, it's a lot of information, but it's also a lot of prerequisite information you need to have. So I'm giving it to you guys in this thing. So yeah, thanks for taking the time to watch and thanks to everybody who supports and purchases and everything like that. And, stay tuned for the new site. I said Christmas Day, more information coming on that. And yeah, see you guys next video.